Hello, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is I've Got Guts, a podcast about living and thriving with chronic illness.
And all the things that take guts to say out loud.
We're here to talk about the hard stuff, the stuff that's messy, complicated, and often left unsaid.
From chronic illness to everyday life, we're creating space for honest conversations, real connection, and a lot of laughs along the way.
And just so we're clear, we are not medical professionals. We're just two best friends sharing what we've learned and what we're still figuring out.
So you don't have to do it alone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, and welcome back. We're so happy you're here.
Yeah, and welcome to any new listeners tuning in. We really appreciate you guys.
Yeah, so let's get into it today. We'll kick it off with thorns and roses.
Yes.
All right, Rome, you go with your thorn first.
My thorn is we are in the depths of the third round of an egg retrieval, and the meds are definitely hitting me a lot harder than they did the previous two times. I don't know really how to describe it. Like I said to Anthony today, I kind of feel like I'm carrying around a bag of bricks.
Oh.
Like I feel very heavy. And we were running errands today and we were trying to do it kind of quick because we were just like looking for something specific. We're walking through the stores and I was like, I kept tripping over my own feet. I was like, I feel like I'm on that thing in the airport where it makes you go faster. You're like walking, but you're going faster than everybody.
Yeah.
I felt like that in Target. I was like, oh, what's happening? I was like, Anthony, I'm going to pass out. I'm going to pass out. Slow down. Like even now, just sitting here, I feel like I'm moving.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm so tired. Like we went to bed at 10:30 last night and I slept till 10 today and I'm exhausted. Like it's just not the kind of exhaustion sleep fixes.
Right. It's just
bone deep.
Right. And it's these hormones and these meds and it's just all of it.
I can already feel my like swelling in my ovaries. So I'm curious to see when I go in for my scan tomorrow, like what's already happening in there. Because
yeah,
I had to go get this new Bill sweatshirt today because I was like, I need something with room.
I love it.
My other one's like tight and I couldn't be having any sort of tightness today.
That's super cozy. Where'd you get it?
Wegmans.
You know, Wegmans has a great selection of Bill stuff.
$90 for a Bill sweatshirt.
90? 90?
90. And then Target had a terrible selection.
That's crazy.
Did we go? No, we only went there. And then Wegmans, they had a bunch that were like 75. This was 63. That's still a lot for a sweatshirt.
That's
but
still a lot.
You'll wear it a lot.
Right, you're going to wear it a lot. I mean, the Bills are obviously going to the Super Bowl, so we're going to have to really be in it for the long run.
Fun fact, I told everybody this today. The last time the Blue Jays were in the World Series, the Bills went to the Super Bowl. Blue Jays are in the World Series right now.
Here we go. Dun, dun, dun.
Ready for it.
Ready for it with your $62 sweatshirt.
Yes, I better go. They have to now that I bought this.
Oh my gosh.
What's your thorn room?
Well, my thorn happened about midweek. I'm just at work and I'm on these new meds, or I'm trialing different sleep meds, and I just feel like it's messing with my digestive tract. Yeah. And I drink a cholestyramine packet every morning to regulate the bile in my system, and bile can act as a laxative if I don't take my meds. I feel like I was just all off. Midday, nothing like a good colonoscopy cleanse
at work.
While you're at work. I'm like teaching, my stomach's like, glug, glug, glug. I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
Do this to me. Just crazy. So nice, good old clean out right at work.
Okay, here's my question. Because in my classroom, I literally can just look at like 4 other adults and be like, I'm running, guys. But what do you do?
So first I start to sweat because I'm like, okay, I have to be strategic. Then I share a doorway with my teammate, Heather. Okay. So she's literally right there. So I'll pop in. I'm like, hey, can you stand in the hallway and watch both of our classes?
And you run.
And she knows when I run fast, usually, or I give her the like eyes. She's like, oh, boy, Lauren's having
something's going down.
Yeah. So that was my thorn this week, but I'm hoping that I can get this sleep med situation sorted out and find something that works to sleep but isn't messing up my digestive tract.
Did you try now another one?
They gave me something with the D now. I forget, Doxine or Dox something. I have not tried it yet. I didn't want to try something new right before my half marathon. I didn't try that I'm going to try that tonight.
Okay.
So,
We'll see.
Yeah.
Going through the rounds here.
Here we go. All right. What was your rose this week, Ro?
My rose, I got to see my brother and my sister-in-law.
Yay. And of course, I'm away and I miss it.
I know. Yeah. We had a nice little dinner at my mom's house on Friday night. And so we actually ordered dinner from this place called the Garlic Pit, which has been like a Webster establishment for as long as I've been around.
Yeah.
Much longer, I'm sure. But I haven't had it since I haven't had it since I was in high school, I don't think.
Wow.
It was so delicious.
Like, yummy.
Oh my God, it's so delicious. I had gnocchis. Like, we all got different things. Everything was delicious. I didn't get to see Michael a lot yesterday, but I went and my brother paid for Piper and I to have pedicures, so we went to a fancy spa and we got like nice spa pedicures. We went to Village Bakery for lunch. We took their dog, Louie, who is now a certified service dog, to Spirit Halloween. It was the cutest experience ever. He was like sitting in front of this animatronic thing that kept popping out, and he was just looking at it like, what are you? Are you going to do anything to me? He just kept like tilting his head. It was so cute. But we kind of missed Michael because Anthony got out of work late, and they did like a parade thing in my cousin Ryan's neighborhood because that's Michael's godson. But by the time we got there, like everybody was kind of leaving. So we just brought them back to my dad's house and kind of came home because we had to do IVF shots. But today we had like a full-on Bill's Day. Today's Michael's birthday, which
today is his actual birthday.
Yes. Big 3-9.
Happy birthday, Michael.
We don't ever get to spend his birthday with him. So to spend his birthday with him on a day that the Bills are playing and on a day that the Bills like were killing it was a fun experience.
Thank God they won.
I know. It's been a rough couple weeks for the
Happy
Bills.
household today.
Household today.
Yeah.
And I know your rose is very special.
Yes, mine is. So I've been training for months for my half marathon, and it was this past weekend, and it went so
looked
well.
So cute in your little costume. We're going to have to post a picture for everybody.
Thanks, Rome. Yeah, because it's obviously Halloween weekend. It was called the Evil Half Marathon. So everybody was dressed up. So I was a pumpkin. And my shirt said pumpkin pace because I really do run at a very slow pace. But it was the best weekend. It was in Ellicottville, and what a cute little Hallmark town. Mm-hmm. We got an Airbnb, and it was adorable. It had a loft bedroom, so it had like the black spiral staircase going up.
Fun.
A little dangerous going down in the night.
To pee?
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, after sleeping or after running a half marathon and your legs are like wobbly, but it was so adorable. And the town was great. The course, I highly, highly recommend running it. It was unlike any course I've ever done. I feel like I've done about 9 or 10 half marathons at this point. And this one was like rolling hills. So you would go up and then you would go down, and then you go up and then you go down. And it's just really, it could play on your mindset a lot. Yeah. And I watched a lot. It almost broke my heart. Like, you get with a running pack. I met some friends. I met a new friend, Claire, who's running a half marathon in Rome in March. And you meet the coolest people on these runs, you know? So we're running, and I'm kind of with the same crew, and I'm kind of behind them. But once I hit 10 miles, I'm like, all right, I'm in the home stretch, and I start to pick up my pace. I usually do my fastest pace at the end. And you can just see visually people falling apart, like mentally, like just their brain taking over, like just shutting them down and not able to move forward. And as I'm running by, I'm like, you got this, you could do it. We're so close, you know? And it's just, running really is such a mind game. It really is. Your body is so capable of doing it, but you can get in your own head so bad. I've been there so many times. I'm saying
yes, like I know. I don't know because I've never run a day in my life. I've run away from something.
Or you run if something's on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was just a really, really cool race. And Connor was supposed to do the 5K with me. He ended up having hockey, so he did not. But it ended up being a fun little getaway for Sean and I. So
how long did it take you to do the whole thing?
I did it. My goal was to do it in 3 hours. I finished in 3 hours and 3 minutes. So
3-3.
Yes.
That's such, isn't the 33, isn't that Sean's favorite number?
33 is, yeah. Yeah. So it was honestly the best. It was just such a great weekend, such a great race. And I highly recommend if you live in the area or a half marathoner, what a amazing, they did such an amazing job putting it together. And it ended at the Ellicottville Brewing Company.
Yeah.
And they had a band.
Oh, that's fun.
They had like food and they had drinks and the costume contests and awards. It was just so fun. And then here's the best part. We went to dinner at Mill Street Pub, and the daughter of the owner has celiac. So they have a whole separate kitchen, separate fryer, separate area. So
What did
I
you
had
get?
a big, fat, juicy burger.
Yes.
I was so big, I couldn't even get my mouth in it.
Did you get French fries?
I got French fries in the dedicated fryer, and I'll be living off of that for the next 3 days because I couldn't get it all in me.
Yep.
But it was such a good weekend. We had a lot of fun. And Sean is literally the best spectator. He is a ninja spectator.
Yeah, he does some good videos.
Yeah, and he tracks me on his phone, so I share my location with him, so he has it. And then he has the map, and he's like driving around, and he waits with my Gatorade and cheers me on, and then gets back in the car and meets me at ananother mile. It's like he really has it done.
He's like
to
a pro.
science.
Yeah, he's done this.
Yes, he's done it a lot, but it really is in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, it is.
This going out, we took back roads. Coming home, we went the throughway and through Buffalo.
Yeah.
So that was my rose. I just feel I did it. It's just amazing.
You look like Jell-O right now.
I feel like Jell-O. I'm so sore. My hip flexors, my knees, everything. But it felt so good because I think, and I'm sure so many listeners can relate, when you feel like an aspect of your body isn't working, AKA my esophagus, it's like a reminder that my body isn't broken. I just ran 13.1 miles.
Exactly.
There may be aspects that are broken, but I can still run.
Listen, I know you don't like baths really, but I think tonight you should take an Epsom salt soap.
I know. I probably should.
That would feel real nice on your body.
I probably should. I know. I'm not a big bath person.
Maybe have some tea while you're doing
some
it.
tea. Maybe I'll add some bubbles.
Yeah, bubbles are nice.
Forget it. I'm going to have wine.
Forget it. No tea, wine.
I need it. But all right. Well, let's get into our episode today.
I'm excited for this one.
Me too. So today we are going to talk about aging and chronic illness.
This is a good one.
Good one.
But before we get too far into this, we know we're only in our 40s talking about aging, but we wanted to dive into this because so many of our listeners are in all different stages of life. Some are older than we are, and this topic can be so relatable no matter where you are.
Yes. And the idea that we got for this episode was when I was actually reading Hoda Kotb's new book, which I finished, by the way. Highly recommend. Such a great read. And there was a chapter where she broke down aging and shared her interaction with Chip Conley, who is a best-selling author and co-founder of Modern Elder Academy, which is deemed apparently the world's first midlife wisdom school.
I want to teach there.
I know, right? Sign us up. Ooh, sign us up, Chip, if you're listening. So Chip is on a mission to reframe midlife and that everything can be greater later when we treat aging as an opportunity, not a crisis. And and in his book, Learning to Love Midlife, 12 Reasons Why Life Gets Better with Age, Chip urges us to embrace the opportunity to transform ourselves later in life, armed with wisdom we've gained over time. How beautiful. Where's Chip been all this time?
Seriously, Chip, we have needed you.
Thank you, Hoda, for introducing us to Chip.
So I didn't know anything about Chip Conley and his book, but once I did some research, I found that he was actually diagnosed with prostate cancer, and that really shifted so much for him. And he has kind of integrated the topic of chronic illness into his broader work on reframing aging. And his perspective, shaped by personal experience, emphasizes that living with a chronic illness is an extreme form of the uncertainty everyone faces, and that a positive mindset is key to finding meaning and joy. So basically, using chronic illness to reframe aging.
Yes, I love this. I read that he actually argues that a midlife crisis, okay, this is so great, a midlife crisis can be transformed into a midlife chrysalis, a period of reinvention and growth. So for Conley, chronic illness is a catalyst for the reframing, forcing one to live more intentionally. And you know that I am all about using everything that comes our way as a teacher. I'm always saying that I'm always saying, what can I learn from this? And in Essays and Talks, Conley highlights several key lessons that chronic illness can teach about aging and life.
It makes so much sense, and it's such a great perspective. So let's break down reframing aging through the lens of someone with a chronic disease. Do you feel like chronic illness has made you more aware of the aging process?
Okay, totally. It's like illness speeds up your awareness of time, but it also deepens your appreciation for it. You just stop taking energy or health for granted. Mm-hmm. And for me, I'm a runner and I love running, and gearing up for my hilar myotomy surgery for my achalasia, I was running right up into that. And then post-surgery, I'm laying there, and it is really hard to just lay there and not move my body in a way that really I move to help with my mental well-being. And I couldn't. And every single day that I sat on that couch and I healed and I took care of my body and I watched like runners go by and people working out, I was so jealous. I'm like, they can move their body and I couldn't right now. And it almost just gives you this deeper appreciation for when you are well. I'm like, as soon as I got the okay to run, I go, I'm going out for a run. Sean's like, really? I'm like, yes, because I can actually do it. And I feel like sometimes you can get in a position where you're like, I would say like, I don't feel like going for a run. I don't feel like moving my body, but it is such a gift. It's such a blessing to move your body and to be able to work out if that's what you choose to do, know? So for me, I feel like chronic disease has really just reframed that for me and reminded me of the importance of it all.
Yeah. I used to think of aging as loss, but now I see it as layers. Like each year adds wisdom, compassion, and clarity that I never had before.
I love that. I love that so much. And that's the chrysalis part that Chip talks about. We come out of those hard seasons changed, right? And I feel like you're going through that right now, right? You are weathering through fertility, and this is your chrysalis. You are literally in it right now, and soon be a beautiful butterfly with a baby. But not the same version we were before, but stronger in a quieter way. So focusing on reinvention and renewal.
Reinvention?
Oh my gosh.
Is that brain fog kicking in?
I told you, I'm trying to tell you guys, I'm really having a hard time with sleep, so my mind and my tongue might not be functioning and I can't even talk. You should see me with my third graders at school. They're correcting me more times than they usually do. Third graders love to correct you. All right, so reinvention and renewal. Let's try that again. When you think of your own midlife chrysalis, has there been a time where illness forced you to slow down and reevaluate your self-room?
Yeah, so after my gastroparesis diagnosis, I remember feeling like everything I used to define myself by was gone. But that pause gave me space to redefine what really matters. So the best example I can think of is my relationship with food and cooking.
Yes.
I was by definition a foodie. I loved trying new things, exploring new flavors. But I also had a special relationship with cooking because it was something my grams and I did together.
I know.
And she passed on the tradition of showing love through food down to me. And after I was diagnosed, I lost that. And I felt like I would never cook anything good again or ever eat anything good again. And I actually went through a massive depression over that. And it took me years to get to that space where I could redefine what really mattered. But once I did, it was life-changing. Because for me, what really mattered was that I kept that tradition going of showing my love through cooking. And I'm pretty sure if you ask Anthony if I'm good at that, he would wholeheartedly agree. And I think you might too, Room.
Always. Every time we have a Grayson night, I'm like, and if you want to cook, or I'm like, what did you guys have for dinner? Was it gluten-free? Can I take home any leftovers?
Honestly, I just had to find a way to do it to support my health instead of fighting it.
Right. I love that. I love that. And I relate so much to that, Room. After my hilar myotomy and when I really started to heal, I realized I had to build a life that supports my body instead of fights against it. And that was a reinvention itself, really focusing on what I'm doing, what I'm putting in, and how I'm fueling myself.
And that leads perfectly into something that Chip says, that wisdom isn't just mental, it's physical. The body teaches us if we're willing to listen.
I love that whole concept. So let's dive into that. The wisdom of the body, because our body is very wise, even though sometimes we may get annoyed with our bodies.
Exactly.
We may have a love-hate relationship, but Rom, do you feel like you've learned to trust your body more with age, even when it's unpredictable?
Yes, I have learned that symptoms are communication, not punishment. My body's always trying to tell me something. And I used to get so frustrated when I got sick from food. And there was this one time I went out and I ordered a meal off the menu that sounded okay. And these days I don't call food safe or unsafe anymore because that can change daily for me. Instead, I just think I can't eat that right now.
I love that.
Yeah, it's way better to frame your mindset around that than like constantly canceling things, making them permanently.
Right, exactly.
So, like safe or unsafe to me sounds permanent. I can't eat that right now is not permanent. But there are a handful of things that make me really ill no matter what. Garlic being one of them.
Garlic. You used to love garlic.
Yeah. Hence how I had to reframe cooking.
Yes.
But this meal sounded fine on the menu, so I ate the whole thing. The next day, throwing up relentlessly. In the past, I would have gotten angry and thought, oh, poor me, I'm always sick. But this time I decided to investigate. And I actually called the restaurant and asked for all of the ingredients in the dish.
That is so smart.
And I remember the waitress is telling them to me and she's like listing. And I'm like, there was a sauce. What was in the sauce? And she's like, well, let me ask the chef. So she comes back. She says, the moment she said garlic, I knew exactly what happened. My body wasn't actually punishing me. It was communicating. It was alerting to me that something wasn't right for me. And that experience completely shifted how I think about symptoms. They're not a punishment, they're a message. And the more I listen, the more I can understand what my body needs.
Yes, and that's such a gift, isn't it? I used to do the same thing. I used to ignore or override everything I used to power through and just kind of push myself. And now listening to my body feels like an act of respect. And, I feel like just listening to you say all that, it just makes me feel like you've come so far. Like looking at you at your lowest, right, after a gastroparesis diagnosis and crumbling just with your relationship with food and your body, and look at you now, right?
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see. I've really watched it all.
Yes, you really have seen it all.
And it's true. We have to listen to our body and we have to kind of just respect it and grow and use it as that communication piece. So, and I think too, when we listen to our body, sometimes that means saying no, or sometimes that means, like for me, taking a day off from work. The sleep thing has just been weighing me down. And whatever one day it was, I woke up, my alarm went off, getting ready to go to school. I physically could not get out of bed. Yeah. Now, could I? Yes. Could I push myself? Could I force myself? Could I get going? But when you have a chronic illness, you have to sometimes be like, no. Sean looked at me. He's like, just stay home. Yeah. And I did. I sat in bed. I wrote my subplans and I stayed home because I knew I needed to take care of myself. I did not have enough sleep that night before, and I haven't been sleeping for all these days. Yeah. I could not go and show up as my best self for my students. So, but it's hard. It's hard when you have to really listen to your body in that way.
It is hard. And I also want to point out that sometimes listening to your body might mean that you have to do something you don't necessarily want to do. So sometimes your body might be saying to you, I'm dehydrated. And even though you might not be feeling well, you have to drink.
Yes.
Your body is literally giving you signs. Yes. Sometimes your body is telling you you're malnourished and it is giving you signs. You might not feel well, but you have to eat. Like sometimes you don't want to listen to your body. I had to learn how to really push through that. Like the times when I was throwing up every 20 minutes for 72 hours straight, I had to say, okay, if I do not put something in me, I'm going to end up in the hospital.
Right.
So I had to figure out a strategy to keep liquids down and some type of food. Wasn't necessarily the form I wanted it to be in. It was soft. It was bland. Wasn't what I was craving, what I wanted, but I had to listen to my body. So sometimes it's not like, oh, I can't eat this thing with garlic in it, or I have to stay home and rest. It's you might have to do something you don't want to do, but your body is telling you that's what it needs.
Right. And it's so important to listen to your body because I feel like we always talk about our mindset, but our mind and our brain is so powerful, and you have wired your brain to think certain ways, right? And it's almost like you're in this battle with your brain and your body, and you want to have that harmony, right?
Yeah.
And you want to listen to it, like you said. And I think that is so, so, so important. I'm finding that right now with not sleeping and already with my limited diet and the amount of time I can eat and what I can eat. Like tonight before I came over here to record, I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to do this unless I get something into my stomach. So Sean made me some slippery fried eggs on the grill, right? To slide right down. I knew it would get down and it would give me some fuel to like keep on going. Like and I knew my body needed it. Like, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to make this if I don't put something in me to fuel me, right? So listening to your body, even though, can I be honest? I'm not hungry. I was not hungry. I didn't want to eat it.
It's causing bloat, which is uncomfortable. But what would the repercussions have been if you didn't eat?
Right, exactly.
Worse than bloat.
Like right now, my bloating is so bad from eating and just what I'm dealing with right now. But in the end, we got to listen to our bodies, and we have to fuel our bodies with food in order to function, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I say let's shift to finding joy and purpose in the process.
Love this.
So Chip says that midlife and beyond can actually be the most fulfilling time of life if we allow ourselves to see it that way. Do you feel like chronic illness has helped you find purpose?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So much, Room. So it's forced me to prioritize joy because I used to think thriving meant doing everything, right? So I would do everything. I'm teaching all day. When we ran our Rodan and Fields business, I was like passionately running my business all night. I'm a mom. I'm doing all these other things. I was literally running myself ragged. And honestly, it was too much. I couldn't keep surviving at that pace. And it's just hard. It's hard. And I think as we get older, even though, yes, we're only in our 40s, but we're getting older and we have chronic disease, there's that extra layer to it. And you have to find that balance. You really do. You have to find the balance.
It's true.
And it really means doing what truly matters. And now I'm much smarter about how I do things. I work smarter, not harder. I listen to my body and I focus on doing what feels good. Like sitting here recording this podcast episode with you, Rome. Like, here's the thing. If I had to go and, I don't know, mow a lawn right now, I would not be able to do that. I would have no desire to do that, right? Like, even if it was a job I had to go and do.
You would have used your last spoon.
Yes, exactly. I couldn't do it. But what I can do is figure out how to fuel myself to come and sit and do something that I enjoy and love. And that's what it's about. Almost strategizing within yourself of like, okay, I really want to do this. What steps do I need to take to be able to, right? Whether that's extra sleep, whether that's a quick nap, whether that's 2 slippery eggs off the grill, whatever is going to slide down the old esophagus, you got to figure it out, right?
Exactly. Something that really stands out to me about what Chip says, that midlife can actually be the most fulfilling time, is that I think sometimes people use age, especially when combined with chronic illness, as a reason to stop trying new things or stop enjoying life. They'll say, well, I'm older now and I have this or I have that going on, so I can't do those things anymore. But I find that sad because life doesn't have to end as we get older. We can still find joy in our 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe in different ways, but it's still possible if we want to. It's about choosing to show up for life instead of letting it pass by.
That just brought something to my mind. My grandpa, the way my grandpa lived.
Oh, grandpa already lived his best life.
He lived his best life and well into his 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, grandpa was doing all the things on the boat, driving the convertible, fishing, in the kayak.
Shaking up the most perfect martini on the face of the earth.
Beefeater, dirty martini, extra olives.
He made vodka for me.
Oh, he always did make, yes. For me, he made me Beefeaters because that's what we both enjoyed. But he was a prime example of the body ages, but I can still picture. He had his 3rd cup of coffee in the middle of the day. He would take his naps. He was a prime example of listening to your body.
He was.
He really was. And he, yes, he ended up getting diagnosed with cancer. But even through that, Like we went to visit him weeks before he passed away, and we're out. We're out to dinner. He's eating the massive burger as big of his head, as his head. He's eating like ice cream, and he powered through it. He really did, and he was a prime example, to really live life to its fullest, no matter your age or what you have going on in your body.
Yeah. So I went off topic there. So for me, what helped me with that shift was it really actually hit me during one of my fertility cycles. And I was juggling medications and appointments and work and trying to maintain this normal life. And I ended up completely drained. And I'm going through that still right now.
Yeah.
I remember there was one evening, I was sitting on the couch like after a long day and then injections and monitoring. And I'm thinking, if this is what thriving is supposed to feel like, I'm definitely missing something.
Right. It's like, this is all shades of wrong.
Yeah. So that's when I realized that thriving isn't about doing everything or pushing through exhaustion. It's about, like you said, being intentional and prioritizing joy, even in the middle of something as stressful as fertility treatment. So now I focus on what truly matters. I listen to my body, I celebrate small wins, and doing the things that bring me peace and happiness, like going on adventures with Anthony and obviously recording this podcast with you.
Yes.
But those moments, however small, are my version of thriving, my version of showing up for life instead of letting it pass me by. And fertility challenges have taught me that I don't have to run myself ragged to have purpose. I just have to be present, intentional, and kind to myself.
Yes. And present is so important. Being present, right? In the moment, like when you are sipping your cup of tea or your whatever you're doing in the moment, right? Just really focusing on what it feels like. You're here, you're breathing, you have air in your lungs, right?
Yeah.
There's so much to be grateful for, but I think that sometimes it just gets tough.
Lost.
Yeah, it does. It gets tough. It gets lost. And that leads us right into just the whole idea of aging gracefully versus aging gratefully. This is so catchy. So you know how I feel like everybody's always saying aging gracefully, right?
Yeah.
Like I think chronic illness in my mind teaches us to age gratefully.
Yes, because I feel like when people say aging gracefully, it's an external thing. They're talking about superficial things.
Right.
But when you say
Like how you look, your wrinkles.
when you say aging gratefully, that's about the inside,
Yes, it is. It's how you feel.
Great. Yeah. What's something you're grateful for now that you're younger? What's something you're grateful for now that your younger self might have taken for granted? I am sleeping and I'm fumbling my words. What is happening? You know what? It's been a long week.
We are on the struggle bus.
So wait, let me say it again.
Bro,
so
tell me what you're trying to tell me one more time.
What's something you're grateful for now that your younger self might have taken for granted?
Okay, love that. But you didn't have to repeat it. I did know what you were saying.
I didn't even know what I was saying.
Listeners might not have, but I am very in tune with the things you say. We both know what it's like to just have brain fog.
Yeah.
So if I'm being honest, how we used to bounce back from our hangover years,
right?
I mean, I would kill it to bounce back like that now.
Yeah, no.
I think about how in college we would party all night.
Yeah.
Right? We would rage. We would wake up the next morning. I don't know. What were we eating back then in the morning? I don't know what we were eating.
I don't know what we were eating.
Some type of breakfast sandwich situation. And we would bounce back like we did not drink 9 million drinks the night before, right? And it's just, I would kill to be able to do that.
Me too.
Our bodies are just not
No.
dealing with hangovers like
You
they
just said
used to.
rage all night. My esophagus was like, don't even think about it.
You better calm down. Drinking all night. It's not allowed. Oh, goodness. But okay, so on a more serious note, something for sure that my younger self took for granted was, I feel like it's going to get me emotional, the ability to swallow with ease.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really jealous of all of you out there, humans with a working esophagus.
Seriously, though.
And I can get emotional because it's hard. Like you until it's taken away from you, right? Like being able to chew and swallow and food just go down to your belly and not bloat and not worry about being nauseous and not worry why or if it's going to get stuck or if you need to be hit on the back. Like it just wears on you sometimes. And I wish I could go back to 23-year-old Lauren and be like, go eat a really big gluten-free burger.
Yeah, seriously.
Have 55 fries and a milkshake and just cram it all in there and eat as fast as you can because you can right now.
And
because
it's scary for you because you have a progressive disease.
Right. And I also feel emotional because I have all these tests coming up just showing where my disease is at. And I think it's just weighing on me. So yeah, if I could go back in time, I would say, younger Lauren, get it together and have a bigger snack. And I mean, I did snack a lot in college, didn't I?
Your nickname was Snacks.
And also in high school, there was a picture of me in the yearbook of me eating, I had a bag of pretzels and like mid-bite of a pretzel. Under the caption is like, Lauren H. eating as usual in the yearbook, our senior year.
Yes, this is the Lauren I knew in college.
Right. And I just wish I could have told myself to eat a bit more.
Right?
All right. Well, what about you, Rome? What is something you're grateful for now that your younger self might have taken for granted?
Sleep. Or honestly, just rest in general. My younger self took it completely for granted. I used to be able to function on no sleep. Like, I remember back when I was teacher's aide, you might remember this. I went to Vegas for 4 days.
You did. You raged hard.
With Jamie and then someone we won't talk about. Let me tell you something. 4 days in Vegas is 3 days too many.
It really is. Like, when you go to Vegas, like a 48-hour trip, usually done.
It was a lot. So I took a red eye home on Sunday night. And mind you, I don't sleep on planes. Landed in Rochester around 5 a.m. and was at work by 8:30. Worked a full day, no problem.
And okay, let's just point out there's also a time difference in there, right? It's like, what is it, 3 hours difference from here to Vegas? You got also, like, you were just at your prime.
Now, I'd keel over. I wouldn't make it 5 minutes, let alone a whole day. These days, I protect my sleep like it's sacred. I am in bed by 8:45, asleep by 9:15. And if that doesn't happen, I start to panic. Ready? This is how you know. I won't even go to a concert on a school night.
And Rome, I know how much your love for concerts is, especially if it's like a Michael
I'd go
Bublé.
to John Mayer or Michael Bublé. I would sacrifice sleep for them. But
let's talk about Bublé for a second because
John Mayer, Michael Bublé, that is
all
it.
Right.
I'm not sacrificing my sleep for anyone else.
All right.
So that shows you how much I've changed. So yeah, I'm grateful for rest now. My younger self took it for granted, but I've learned that sleep is self-care.
It really, really is. Gosh, I'm so jealous of sleep. Can we all pray to the sleep gods for me that I get a good night rest tonight?
I think maybe tonight, knowing that you don't have to work tomorrow, I have high hopes for you tonight.
I just said that to Sean. I said, you know what? My whole issue is I can get to bed and then I'm waking up and then I finally fall back asleep and then my alarm goes off. Yeah. So tomorrow morning, Sean's on football duty, noon. Hockey duty. Yeah, sleep to noon. I'm going to be like, bing. I'm like, what can I do? It's my day off. But you know what? I'm channeling a good night rest tonight. Good night rest tonight. All right. So let's wrap up our aging episode. And something I want to highlight that I love is how Chip reframes aging as expansion, not limitation. And maybe chronic illness gives us early access to that kind of wisdom. We just learn it sooner. And, we clarified at the beginning of the episode, like, yeah, we're in our 40s, but I do really feel in my core that chronic illness magnifies so much, right? And aging is one of them. Yeah. It really is.
But it's shaped, we talked about this, like it's shaped me into the person that I am now. Without gastroparesis, as crazy as this is to say, I don't think I would be the person I am today.
Right, exactly. I know. And I recently, me and doing all my personal development stuff, I'm rewatching one of Amanda Francis's courses I bought a long time ago. And she has you write to your younger, like to yourself, right? And it's just so powerful when we can reflect in that way. And we can think about, okay, well, if I didn't go through all of that, I wouldn't be the Lauren I am today.
Yeah.
If I didn't weather through all that, if I wasn't battling what I'm battling right now, right? I wouldn't be showing up as who I am. And this is exactly who I'm meant to be. So it's just different perspective.
Yeah.
It really is.
And I think that's what we're here to remind everyone. You can live a full, beautiful, meaningful life and live with chronic illness. Aging isn't the end of anything. It's the deepening of everything.
Ooh, I feel like that's so powerful.
It is.
I love that. And you know what? Maybe growing older isn't about losing time. It's about gaining perspective, as I was just saying.
Sure is. I see the look on your face. You've got a quote you want to close out with, don't you?
Sure do. Okay, so I have two. I couldn't decide between the two, so you guys are getting two today. First, my good friend, John Legend.
He's your friend now?
You know what? I feel like the more I share quotes, I'm just getting deeper and deeperly connected with these people. John Legend says, experience is a great teacher. But let's close out, which that is so true, right? Your experience that you have is teaching you so much and leading to where you are today. But let's close out with Betty. I want to say it right. Friedan, right? Friedan. Yes. Okay. I don't want to butcher her name. She says, aging is not lost youth, but a new stage of opportunity and strength.
That's a good one.
Right? It really is. Beautiful way to close out.
Well, we hope that this message was somewhat meaningful to you if you're listening to this.
Yes, no matter what age you are.
Yeah, and if you're young and you feel like this doesn't apply to you right now, it will someday. Someday you'll look back and be like, oh, I get it now.
Yes, right? Maybe this is giving you a fresh perspective too. You know, right now, today, the age you are, you're 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you would kill to be that age again, right? To be young again.
Sometimes like your body changes, but your mind doesn't. In my head, I'm still 30.
I feel like I'm 27.
Yeah, I might be around there. But I make smarter choices.
Me too.
That's the only difference. Much smarter choices.
Well, sometimes I make bad choices.
Sometimes you do, but
most of the time I'm making better choices than I was at 27.
Yes,
so if you've been enjoying the podcast, the best way you can support us is by leaving a 5-star rating and a written review wherever you listen to your podcast. That really is the only way we can reach more people, grow the show, and keep having these important conversations.
Yes, so go to our show notes or social media to sign up for our email list. It is the best way to keep up with everything we've been up to. Episode drops, avoid getting lost in the ever-changing social media algorithm, and you can follow us at I've Got Guts Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook.
And you can email us anytime at I've Got Guts Podcast at gmail.com.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.